Hey everyone, Magic Flying Potato here, and hope you're doing well. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to put together a comprehensive guide on making smoothies. Currently there are 10, 11, 12 smoothies in the game. You got your basic one, which can be made from anything, and then you got your 10 smoothies made from all these resources that you can get out in the world, and then the 11th one is a super smoothie, which I will talk about as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to timestamp each smoothie below, but I'm also going to go through where you can find the resources, and also, you know, from the beginning of making them all the way to the different levels. I think the different levels that I think it kind of takes to get these smoothies from easiest to hardest. Now, this is just my opinion for the easiest to hardest, but, you know, everybody else has different game styles, different gameplay. So depending on how you play, what I say may be hard, maybe easy for you. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you need to do before even making smoothies is you need to make the smoothie maker. So you go into your construction inventory, go over to your food, and the Smoothie Station, it takes 1 acorn top, 4 sprigs, which can be pretty much found anywhere out there except for like the dry areas of the yard, and grub goop, which those are the little creatures crawling underground. So let me just give you a quick map. If you're new to the game, your start area is pretty much in this location right here. Where you have to go to get the acorns and acorn tops is up to the oak tree. And all around the oak tree, there are acorns laying on the ground. All you need is a regular hammer. Hit them a few times and you break it. You get the acorn shell, acorn top, and acorn nuggets. You could also find a lot of grubs in this area. They're crawling underground. You're going to need a shovel. In order to make the shovel, you're going to need, I got an advanced shovel, but in order to make the shovel, you're going to need the acorn shell, and I think it's the crude rope for just the basic one. I've got the advanced one, so not sure. I forgot what you need just for the basic one, but I think it's just the acorn shell and crude rope. Once you make your smoothie, we're going to go ahead and talk about the different levels. So the green machine and boost juice, I think, in my opinion, are the easiest one to make. The green machine right here, all you need is plant fiber, sprig, and clover. Very easy to get. Same with the boost juice, which is 1 raw aphid, 1 mushroom, and acorn bits. Again, you get the acorn bits by the oak tree. And all of these can be found through... Okay, so these ones right here can be found anywhere. These two can be found throughout the world. Acorn bits, you got to go up to the oak tree. So what the green machine does, it increases your max stamina and restores thirst and health. The boost juice, which is the raw aphid, mushroom, and 1 acorn bit, it increases your max stamina and restores hunger and health for these two. For the Fuzz and Rocks, which is kind of, I would say, these are easy. This one's relatively easy because for the quartzite, you're going to have to go underground into either the anthill or the abandoned anthill. And if you're still relatively new at the game and do not have ant armor, you're going to want to go to the abandoned anthill. Let me show you the difference between the two. So again, starting location, the anthill is right over here. So there is the mysterious machine. The anthill is right here. The reason why I say if you don't have ant armor is if you go into there, the soldier ants will attack you if you're not wearing the complete set of ant armor. The other good place to go, if you don't have it, is the abandoned ant hill. So you go down inside there. Again, there are no ants until but you got to watch out if you get too far in. There are spiders and there are ants further in, but you can still grab some quartzite rock from the inside tunnel leading into this. The abandoned anthill does lead all the way around to the oak lab, but you probably won't be able to get there because you got to jump up on a couple things. And I'm not sure if you could get into the lab from there, but I know you could get from the oak lab out and come around. But again, you got to watch out because there are soldier ants down there and there are spiders down there as well. So that's the fuzz on the rocks. The workers' comp, which is, again, relatively easy. You do have to get some ant mandibles. The ant head and the ant part comes from just the regular worker ants. Again, the worker ants are pretty much, you can find them everywhere in the world. They're definitely all around the anthill, but they're also traveling all over the place around the world. So they're relatively easy to find. The soldier ants, they're not so much, they don't travel around as much, but you'll definitely find them around the anthill. And just something to remember is they will attack you on sight. The regular ants will not attack unless you hit one of them first. And then once you hit one, they all kind of just go after you. So just be careful of that. Soldier ants do hit harder, so be aware of that. But that's the soldier ant is where you get the ant mandible from. And that is how you make the workers' comp, which the workers' comp, what it does when you drink it, it increases your carry weight by 2 and restores hunger and health. What I mean by increase your carry weight by 2 is when you're carrying grass or stems on your shoulder, if you're not wearing the complete set of ant armor, without the workers' comp, you could carry 5. With the workers' comp, you could carry 7. And if you're wearing the complete set of ant armor, you could wear 10, or you could carry 10. Different pieces of the ant armor, shins, shoulders, helmet. Each one lets you carry an additional piece. So you could carry from, without the workers' comp, this is confusing. Okay, without the workers' comp and no armor, 5. With 1 piece of ant armor, 6. With 2 pieces, 7. With 3 pieces, 8. And then if you drink the workers' comp, up to 10. That makes sense. All right, so then the next 2, I'm not going to say it's easy because you do have to do a lot of swimming for these. And until you get, I would say, the fin flops and the bubble helmet, these might take a little bit more. The lily pad wax is relatively easy because it's right underneath the lily pads that are in the pond. You don't have to dive very deep. Now with the eelgrass, you do have to make the knife for these, the pebble knife, which let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. If you're going to make the pebblet knife, which is right here, you're going to need 2 lily pad waxes. So you're going to have to go into the pond anyways to get these. And then 2 crude rope and then 2 pebblets. But without the pebblet dagger, you can't cut the eelgrass. So if you don't have the recipe for the pebblet dagger, the lily wax, when you first get it, it will unlock the recipe for the pebblet dagger. And again, it's in the pond. So here is the oak tree. Here is the pond. So anywhere in here, you'll see the lily pads floating on top, and right underneath the lily pads, not all of them, but a lot of them, there's a little green blotch under there, and you'll see it. It's called lily pad wax. You get that, you make the pebblet dagger. Once you get the pebblet dagger and make it, then you'll be able to dive deeper to get the eelgrass, which just looks like very long blades of grass growing from the bottom of the pond. And again, those are all over the bottom of the pond. So for the fluid flippers, what you're going to need is the eelgrass strand, the boatman fin, which there's a few things swimming under there. There are the tadpoles, There are water fleas that are swimming on the far side of the pond. There are the boatmen, which kind of they're a beetle-looking thing with two long legs that they use to push themselves. Those are the ones you're gonna have to go after for the boatman fin. You'll also have to watch out for the big koi fish, because that big koi fish will eat you, and also the swimming spiders. They will go after you as well. But yeah, those are the three that you need for this. And for the fluid flippers, it heals you, and also it increases your swim speed as you're swimming. The liquid gills right here, this increases your underwater breathe time, and what you're going to need is 1 eelgrass, a raw tadpole meat, and a water flea. All of these, all three can be found in the pond. Let me go back. Map. Okay, so all three can be found in pond. The eelgrass, like I said, all over the pond. Tadpoles, a lot of them are over here and up along this side. And also the water fleas, I have found they like to hang out along this wall over here. And they just look like little fat ghosts with 2 arms swimming around. The other place to find water fleas a lot is over here in the flooded area of the yard. So this is where the house is at. This is where the hedgerows are at. This is the mysterious machine. So, you know, it's southeast of that. So right in this area is where you can find the water fleas as well. I'm going to have to get a drink of water real quick.
Feeling refreshed.
So that is the 2 waterborne, water-based smoothies, which again, they're not hard to get, but they're not the easiest to get, again, because you have to do a lot of swimming, and you have to dive deeper for the eelgrass. And when you first start out, if you don't have the fin flops, if you don't have any of the breathing gear that you can make, you don't have much time to spend underwater or chasing things. So just something to remember. Now we're going to get into the Hedge Lord, which it restores hunger and health, but it also decreases your hunger and thirst when using it. This one is, again, it's not hard. I would kind of rank it up here with these two right here. The only reason why I said it's a bit harder than the ones down here is because you do have to go after the berry chunks, which grows in the hedgerow, which we will take a look at that real quick. Start area right here where the mysterious machine is at. There is the oak tree, the flooded portion of the lawn, and right here is the hedgerow. And so if you come down to the southeast and head towards it, you'll see the berries up in the bush. They're bluish looking. They're also high up. The way to get those down is either throw rocks at them or climb up into the hedges and throw rocks, shoot arrows, hit them with an axe, a hammer or something, and they'll fall to the ground. Once they fall to the ground, you just take your axe and you hit them. And after a few hits, they will break into 3-4 pieces. And that's the way you get them. If you're relatively new, again, coming down to this area, you got to watch out because there are some bad things in this area right here. There are a few wolf spiders and some acid beetles are down here as well. And you'll also run across a lot of mites and stuff like that. All right, so the Gastro glue, it's Gastro goo, I would say is definitely on the medium, a little bit more harder area to get, because what you're going to need to get the Gastro goo, which, again, it restores thirst and health, but it also defends you against toxins. So when you're fighting something that has toxins, it helps you from dying from that. You're going to need the fungal growth, an aphid honeydew, and the gas sack. And also for this one, the Hedge Lord, you need the aphid honeydew, which for this right here, these are dropped from the aphids, which is this little guy right here, and these are found mainly. You'll find them around the clovers. Clovers make them happy. When they're happy, they drop the aphid dew out. They poop it, I guess, on the ground. So that's where you find it. Is look amongst the clovers to find this stuff. The stink bug gas sack. You're gonna have to find some stink bugs. Let me go to the map and show you where the stink bugs are at the certain locations. So there's the oak tree. I know one likes to hang out down in this area right here. There's a grass zone over by this area. It's a dead area, and there is a mound that there's like 3 or 4 of those stink bugs that hang out around here. And where else do they hang out? I know they hang out. There's another area that they do hang out, and it's totally slipping my mind. But you'll definitely find them in this area right here. Again, if you come out into the dead grass, and then there's a big open like dirt area, you'll find them hanging out on a little mound right there. If you're by the oak tree, there is an area that I keep finding one spawning in along there's the little the wall right here, the stump wall. He hangs out over there, but you got to watch out for the spiders that are over there, orb spiders. And that's currently, I know there's more places, and for some reason it is totally slipping my mind where the other ones are hanging out, but I know those are definitely the 2 areas that you can find them. For the fungal growth comes from the infected bugs that are, which one does this come from? Let me look real quick. Okay, so the fungal growth comes from the infected weevil. And where you find the infected weevil is, we'll go back to the map. Down in this area right here, which is the southwest corner of the map, you'll see a yellow mist floating around, which is weed killer. And inside, you're going to need a gas mask to go into that infected area, the gas area. And if not, you're going to take damage and you will die. You won't make it very far. But once you go in there, you just search around for infected weevils. They look like weevils, but they have like growths coming off of them. And when you do attack them, right before they die, they're going to explode on you. Make sure you stay away from that explosion, so you'll see them start to like puff up. If you see them puff up, just run away from them so you don't get splatted with their infected stuff. But once you do kill them, go ahead and pick up their parts, and you can get the infected fungal growth right there, the fungal growth, which makes the gastro goo. All right, so the next one, which I'm going to rate these 2 hardest for me. This one right here is going to be called Liquid Rage. I have not made it just yet because I only had one spider fang, which comes from the wolf spiders. But you're going to need to get a larva spike, the ant mandibles, and the spider fang, which comes from the wolf spiders. So the larvas can be found. They actually, with the latest update of 0.7.2, the larvae are now roaming more areas of the yard. Also, if you're digging up the grubs, you may get a larva instead of a grub. So like the grubs that are around the tree or anywhere underground under yard, if you hit them with the shovel, you may not get a grub. You may get a larva that pops up. There are also a large portion of larvae that hang out down in this area. This is okay, so this is the hedgerows. This is the bird bath. This is the flooded portion of the yard. There is an area right around here where you'll find a lot of larvae at. And that's one area. There is another area. There's another area, the Spade Gulch. If you go into the tunnel down there, I think it's in this area right here. There is a, let me try to find where Spade Gulch is at. Wherever Spade Gulch is at, which there's a spade in the yard, and it's surrounded, I think that's it right here, surrounded by rocks. And if you go down inside, you'll find a field station. And then if you go further back, you're going to have to break up some quartzite. And there are like a huge amount inside there. We don't recommend going in there to get those. I would recommend either using the shovel to dig them up around the tree. Because if you don't get those, you'll definitely get grubs. And the grubs come in very handy as well. Or down here in this area. Now the wolf spiders are, so here is the oak tree right here. I know there are a few that live in the oak tree. There is also a new one that lives right under here, which is, here is the bench right here, the picnic table. Here is the woodshed, which this area has not been open yet. But over here, there's like a stone wall. And under this portion right here, there's a stone that's leaning against the raised stone wall. And there's a wolf spider there. There used to be a wolf spider that hung out over here in the stone wall. Still not sure if he's there. Underneath this area right here, there's a tunnel down here. There's a wolf spider that hangs out there. Over here, this is the fallen oak branch. Here is the yoke and girth head, which kind of looks like He-Man, the action figure. Underneath this rock, there's a wolf spider, and right next, across from him, there's a little leaf area with a little area underneath the leaf. There's a wolf spider that hangs out under there as well. There's also, this is another flag on, I forgot what the name of this area is, but it's a paver stone that's leaning upwards, and underneath there is a tunnel under here as well, and I know there's a wolf spider that hangs out under here as well. Those are the areas that I could currently think of where wolf spiders are at. Those are the hardest. For me, I still struggle killing the wolf spiders. That is why I have ranked this section right here as one of the harder ones. I'm going to go ahead and pull these over, and we are going to go ahead and make the liquid rage. Sorry for the darkness. And with the way you just make the smoothies is you click on it, and if you haven't made it yet, you will get these question marks. So go ahead and craft it. If you craft it, you'll see that it's right there. And as you close this out, you will definitely see up top right that you made it. If you want to see the details on your different smoothies, you could click on the smoothie, the recipes memorized, which is they added this, which is a great thing. I know when the smoothies first started, you pretty much had to remember or write it down somewhere in order to remember what ingredients were used in all these. But now, if you click, once you learn it, it will tell you right here on the side what ingredients you will need to make these smoothies, which is a huge help compared to writing them down and memorizing somewhere. Now, the second to last one is the human food. Now, the reason why I rated this one as harder is, first, you're going to need a tier 2 axe, which is the insect axe. And also, trying to find the 3 ingredients for this is hit or miss, because these randomly spawn. And currently, I know of 3 locations. Those 3 locations are, let me go to the map again. There is right here where the Jabby Cola is at. So this is the west side of the pond. If you go over here, there's a cola can in a styrofoam hot dog container. And right by this can, either a hot dog, a cookie, or what's the other thing? one of the 3 food things will spawn here. It's random, and also if you don't get to it soon enough, like when they first spawn, the ants will start taking it apart and taking it away. So you definitely have to keep an eye on this area for the human food to spawn, and depending on how much time the ants have had to get to it, depends on how much you will get when you use your tier 2 axe to cut that up. So it'll be a hot dog, an apple, or an Oreo cookie that will spawn here. The other place that it will spawn, so this is the oak branch right here, you'll find a field station. And right down here, you'll find its styrofoam hot dog container as well. And just on the one side of this, you will also find either a hot dog, an apple core, or a cookie spawn. Again, hit or miss of which one will spawn there at what time. And if the ants get to it before you do, it may not be there. And the third location that I have found human food, this is the hedgerow, this is the house, this is the porch. If you come right here on this side of the porch, there will be human food laying right down here. Again, depending on when you get there, it will be there or not, and there's no saying what type of food will be there. So that is the 3 ingredients you need to make human food. And what the human food does, it again restores hunger and health, but it also increases your resistance to damage. And I do not have the 3 ingredients. I don't have the Oreo cookie to make the human smoothie, the human food smoothie right here. So that's why I don't have it in my inventory as of right now. So the last one, which again, I rate it kind of high, because if you have not gotten into the pond lab as of yet, this is where you're going to have to find them at the very end of the pond lab, right where you pretty much complete the pond lab mission. It's the bubble that's down there, and all along the side of that observation bubble, you'll find the mussel sprouts. Now, the mussel sprouts, what they do is, if you take two smoothies together, and the only thing I have is the boost juice. So what I'll do is we'll go ahead and throw these 3 ingredients into it. Now, like I said, all these smoothies last 2 minutes. With this mussel sprouts and combining them, it will combine them for 6 minutes. So we'll go ahead and craft it. And there it is. As you can see, it's a sparkly boost juice. It has a positive sign on it. I don't know if that's going to be okay. So boost juice plus, which is right here. It increases the boost juice, which increases max stamina and restores hunger, but not for just 2 minutes, but now for 6 minutes. So instead of making 3 boost juices for 6 minutes, you make 2 and 1 mussel sprout. So hopefully this tutorial and walkthrough helps you with the making and finding of the resources you need to make the smoothies. Me personally, I don't use smoothies very often because it's just a grind to get all these ingredients just to make a juice that lasts for 2 minutes, or aka 6 minutes. It just seems like a lot of work for me. But again, each person to their own play style. So yeah. Anyway, so hopefully this video helped you guys. If you have any questions or comments about this video, and as of the 0.7.2 update, this may change in the future. So if it's in the future beyond the 7.2 update, then yeah, some of this may be obsolete or have changed. But if you have any questions or comments about this, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I would try to get back to you and answer your question about smoothies as soon as I can. Thumbs up, thumb downs if you like the video. And you guys have a great time out there exploring your backyard. And once again, this is Magic Flying Potato in a very dark environment. You guys have a great time out there. I am